So, over the last month or so, Noah has really gotten into the Titanic. He's had me download stuff for his computer and has been watching all these YouTube videos. And against my better judgment, I even let him watch the movie after he had come home for the second time with a Titanic that he had made in art class. So I look online to see if I can find out, if there's a Titanic museum, expecting to find one in New York or somewhere. And oh my God, they have one in Orlando. And we're going to go to Orlando on Friday. So our excitement level is just through the roof. And in fact, Noah didn't even believe me when I told him that there was a museum in Orlando. So we immediately add it to our agenda and start reading about it and find out that this place has all kinds of cool artifacts that they have salvaged from the ocean floor. So the night before we visit the museum, we go to Disney Springs to eat dinner and do some shopping. And they have this really cool Lego store there where the kids can build, stuff at these little tables out of Legos. And I walk over and I said, Noah, what are you building? And he says, oh, I'm building the Titanic. And I hung out with him there for at least 30 minutes while he built this Titanic, complete with an iceberg for the thing to wreck into. As a father, it is really cool to see your son at such a young age get interested in history and get interested in a historical event. As tragic as it was, you still want to encourage that learning and that thirst for knowledge. And there's no better way to do that than to be able to march straight into a museum that directly engages them on this topic and surrounds them with all of these incredible artifacts that were brought up from the ocean floor. And I was as excited to see him in this place and see his eyes light up and be engaged with this stuff as I have been for any sporting event or any baseball game I've watched him playing. I mean, to me, it just doesn't get any better than this. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to take photos within the museum, so I don't have very many. And the ones that I do have were taken hidden camera technique with my iPhone in my shirt pocket and my Apple Watch being used to trigger the camera. One of the highlights of the museum is an exact replica of the Grand Staircase, which is kind of this instantly recognizable location from within the Titanic. I think we all saw it in the movie. I didn't even know that it was called the Grand Staircase, but Noah did, and this is one of the places that he was most looking forward to seeing. Another thing that's really cool, no pun intended, is this iceberg that they've built within the museum that you can walk by and touch and feel how hard it is. And the kids are obviously going to love that. There are several different rooms in the museum, but the big buildup is to get to this final room where this gigantic 3-ton piece of the Titanic's hull is being housed. And then right next to that, in a plexiglass box, they have an actual piece of the Titanic's hull that you can touch. All right, this is a piece that sank that night and was brought back up, and you can touch it. And there's just something really cool about that. And I don't know, I don't think you understand it until you touch it, and then you walk away going, man, I touched a piece of the Titanic. And I think we all kind of got a thrill out of that. Okay, so we went to the Titanic Museum today, and actually the tour guide was pretty impressed with Noah's knowledge about the Titanic. For instance, I'm just going to give him a little pop quiz here. How long is the Titanic?
882 half feet.
How deep was the wreckage of the Titanic?
3,800 meters.
What year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
What year was the Titanic built?
1909.
Really?
What year was born?
Where was it built?
Oh, at Southampton.
Who was the captain?
Edward John Smith.
Anything else you want to tell me about the Titanic? That's pretty good right there. Okay, do you know any other names of people on board the Titanic?
Second or first officer David Blair.
I'll have to look it up because I couldn't tell you.
All right, so the people that used the boiler room where the coal workers were, they have coal. They scoop the coal and out of something. Then they put it in this thing to like
The furnace.
the furnace, yeah, and then to burn all these 3 funnels.
Yep.
But not the 4th one, because there's nothing about the 4th one. It's just fake.
So tell me what you got from the gift shop. This is really cool.
And wait, was the 4th one a fake one?
That's right. Let me see. Show it to the camera. So let's see. So it's a little Titanic keychain, and there's a piece of coal in there that was brought up from the wreckage of the Titanic. That was an actual piece of coal that was used in the boiler room. And because it's a mineral, it doesn't get protected as an artifact, and they can sell it. So Noah got a little keychain with a piece of coal in it from the actual Titanic.
Oh yeah, there's actually a fire on board since they were at Southampton departing, since they took off. But then they actually said it was unsinkable. They didn't know there was a fire on board. So then it was on the side right here. So then the iceberg didn't have any problems tearing a hole in the side of the ship where the weakened metal was, where the fire was, and it was burning for 3 weeks.
Man, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
It's true.